Hey, Nick.
Hey, Chase.
It's that time again.
What time is it?
Time for
Fuck This Place! Oh, shit, my guy. Look at that mic.
fucking loaded up, my dude.
Dude, came back fucking rock and roll, dude. I didn't know I was gonna be on Joe Rogan today. Holy shit, my guy.
Yeah.
Man, making me look like a fucking idiot with my 2005 MacBook.
Well, I got one arm, so I can't.
Oh man, you can't hold the mic.
I can't hold the mic. I mean, I can,
dude.
but if for I don't know about today, but if I'm doing any screen sharing,
screen stuff. Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I got this mic. For those who are joining us on YouTube, I do have a microphone arm, and I'm missing another arm.
Yeah. You still have two arms and now one's robot. Pretty good, dude.
Yeah.
We're gonna start a GoFundMe to get me a mic and you a new arm.
Equally important causes, really.
Whatever you want to donate to first is fine.
We're confident both are gonna meet their funding goals.
They're both gonna meet their $40 goals.
Yeah, that's all it takes.
Oh man, well, this is exciting. It's just do you want to intro us?
Yeah, listen, let's do it. Let's
here.
Welcome to Fuck This Place, the podcast about jobs with Chase and Nick. My name is Chase.
My name is Nick, and that's it.
That's it.
It's just us again.
Fuck a guest,
Yeah, fuck a guest. But you know what? Like, we're doing this one today because we're on a mission, Chase.
We got some tasty treats, I'd say.
We're doing what I like. Maybe we'll coin this later on down the road as a Fuck This Place Investigates.
Ooh, yeah. Fuck This Place on the scene.
Yes.
Right now, if we were of a higher caliber podcast, we would have like a cool bass riff, like that's a little too Seinfeld, but
yeah.
But you know what I mean?
But that was it. Like if we were hardcore like homicide detectives, but they had the Seinfeld transition still.
I'm just trying to think of like it's like the Unsolved Mysteries theme. You know what I mean? Like that's what it would be. But you don't get that. We're still talking.
Yeah. So, but it's not. I will say, but it's not like me and you. Like, oh man, then he cut off her ears before he killed her. And then the laugh, get her ears.
He cut off her ears before he killed her. I also kind of feel like most podcast, musical or other sound interjections are a total waste of time.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like I'm not talking shit on podcasts that do a lot of theme songs, but it just seems like, come on, man. You're just wasting time between when you stop talking and when you start talking again. Yeah.
I think that every realm does a thing that lets you know what other realm they want to be in. I often like fantasize about like if I was a fighter, what theme would I come out to?
Sure. I think you're right.
And I think that like theme
podcasts
songs and podcasts fall prey to that.
Comedians fall prey. They really want like specific music when they come out on stage and stuff. It's like that's only cool on a special. And the truth is, you don't want to record that music for the special. Like it's cool in the room.
Yeah.
But like the fact that you picked like a Flow Rida song, you know what I mean? Like we're not interested.
I've found too that when I was working the road or whatever, and the club would ask like, what song do you want? That all the time I spent doing that, I would completely space out and I'd forget. And I'd be like, oh, big booty hose. Like I would just like freak out.
The truth is you just want, I mean, again, like I get it. Again, if it's your special, if it's a big, fine. But like, you're not a vibe, dude. Like whatever you are as a comic, you're not a vibe. Yeah. You need something bassy and maybe something loudish,
I mean, I think that if it's your special, you should go ham, because you do want to set the room up for that. But after that, you leave that at the door, and then you go back to be the comic on stage. And then you kind of, you remember you got to earn it every time.
Yeah. So, you're not going to like talk about the AC/DC song.
Yeah.
Unless you're like Jim Brewer. Is that the guy?
But I'll say, but if you do, then no, fuck that a little. I don't like that a little bit because it feels like forced crowd work. you know, because on your special, you do everything in terms of like, they're like, what do you want? What do you want? What do you need or whatever, you know, but it's like, so then for you to come out and be like, it was crazy. They were playing that old AC/DC song. Right?
I fucking hate that shit.
You know, it's just like, shut up, get out of here, man. Don't do that to me. Don't talk to me like I'm stupid.
Yeah.
But, okay. But anyways, we went on a long tangent. That's okay though.
That's fine. It's our time. I'm just saying we do the theme music. You know, I'm just saying if we ever get like a soundboard, we're not doing a ton of wolf howls or
no toilet flushes.
So, but yeah, this is a fuck this place investigation.
Oh shit.
Maybe
we'll see how it goes. We're trying it.
Well, we'll see is the catchphrase really. I feel like the investigations will continue. Personally,
as long as we keep finding weird shit, they're gonna keep going.
We're on it, folks.
Yeah, and we're definitely gonna keep finding weird shit. Today, though, Chase, we're here because we, not too long ago, took a trip down Craigslist land to a place called Winnipeg, Canada. And Winnipeg had a quality that most cities have in their Craigslist, but to the moon. Like, I wouldn't even say next level. I would say astronomically higher percentage of this type of category.
It was it was a lot. It was a lot. You can, I'm gonna, you, this is your intro, Nick. So I'm gonna refrain from too many adjectives until you release the cat out of the bag here.
Yes. Today we're looking at Winnipeg, which we have decided is
crowned. You might even say
crowned the horniest city in Canada.
In Canada for sure.
In Canada, I actually don't know. We haven't been into like Eastern Europe, really.
Yeah.
You know, we don't know what's up over there. We haven't gone to like the Asian countries or anything.
I would also say that I don't even know if we could definitively say right now what the horniest city in the U.S. is based on Craigslist stuff.
I'm sure it's out there. I'm sure.
I would say that the episode with Handra and Seavey, you know, the main stuff, it was a bit of a desolate again, but we're getting into the northern territories anyway.
Yeah.
So jury's out.
A little bit of Lafayette, Louisiana. I want to see what's going on down there. You know,
sure.
I feel like in the South, I want to go into the bayou. I want to see what's up with
jury's still out.
But it's one of those things where, as far as horniness goes, Winnipeg they're going for gold. They're going for the golden, their gold medal of horny. And,
Toronto was horny.
Toronto's horny. All of Canada's horny. And just for anybody who's never really gone outside of the American Craigslist, pretty much like Australia was weirdly horny.
But I think what we're talking about is not just the horn capabilities, but the volume.
The sheer onslaught of horn.
Yeah, because I feel like again, Toronto it was heavily mixed in. You know, Toronto Craigslist. There were jobs on that.
Yeah,
you know, the Melbourne one, it was pretty horny, but it was also like there were like 6 posts.
Yeah.
You know, whereas Winnipeg, it's everywhere.
Winnipeg, like sex posts are like rats in an apartment building in a shitty neighborhood.
Yeah,
like it's just like every room has at least 1 or 2, but there are some rooms that are overrun.
Yes, there are some rooms that are given to the rats, you know?
Yeah. This is now the rats apartment.
And it doesn't take a lot, honestly, you know, my experience, it does not take a lot of rats to give up a room to a rat. I would say, honestly, in my case, 1 rat, you know? Maybe 2.
I would say for me, 2 is I'm out. 1, I might fight for my honor, but 2, I'm out.
I think, honestly, as a person who experienced a rat infestation, it's fine with 1 like on occasion, but when 1 becomes consistent and not afraid of you anymore, that's when I say 1's enough. 1's enough to clear me out. I'm good.
When you get a rat that like has been there long enough to where like he grew a mustache, like he's like he's here now, you know?
Yeah, no, they're more of a local than you are.
Yeah. He has recommendations for like food places and stuff.
Yeah, he's got a gym membership.
Yeah, you know. So before we get into their Craigslist, I was like curious as to why Winnipeg is so horny. Right?
Yeah.
Like, so I did a little investigating myself, just kind of looking up the basic topography of the land. Winnipeg is a very flat place.
It's
very flat, very humid. So what that tells
it's really just the Midwest of Canada. Will we agree?
Well, it's okay. So it's in and this confused me. It's like on the east side of the West Gateway in the province of Manitoba, Canada. And I was like,
Manitoba, I think.
Manitoba, Canada. And I was like, I don't know any of those words. So I don't really know what that means. But I believe you. I know that there's a lot of water around there. There's 3 rivers. There's Lake Winnipeg.
Yeah, no,
a lot of water.
It is pure straight. Again, I've never been. So if you're listening from Winnipeg, you can always write in and refute anything you say.
Love to hear what you have to say. No, by the way, there's going to be some judgment here, but I'm not judging people for being horny.
Absolutely not.
There are some fucking weirdos in that
We're trying to figure out why.
Yeah, so we're just trying to figure out what it is
and to what extent. But yeah, Winnipeg is basically like north of both North Dakota and Minnesota. You know what I mean? So again, Midwest, dude. Like humid summers. Again, I've never been, but I imagine it's what a lot of people say about the Midwest, where it's like in the summer, you're like, I can't fucking believe it ever gets cold here. And in the winter, you're like, I can't fucking believe it ever gets warm here.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe it's just sort of like a permanent state, it feels like, in either case.
Maybe in the future we should compare to the Midwest of the United States and then like the Midwest of Mexico, and maybe we'll find like the horniest Canadians, the horniest Americans.
Yeah, maybe
like
there's a band of horny
members. Yeah. Just like a vein of horny going all the way down.
Much like the Rockies, really.
Yeah, that's fair. That could be what it is. Okay, so flat topography, humid. That tells me you can see very far away to very sexy, shiny bodies. Right? Yeah. All of Winnipeg in my head is like a Coca-Cola commercial in the summer, right? That's what it is. Just these sexy, sleek looking bodies. Okay. Pretty isolated from what I read. So I read this. It's like the next closest major city is Minneapolis, St. Paul. 455 miles away, 732 kilometers for our neighbors to the north. Also attributing to so it's got a
thanks for doing metric.
Yeah, of course, man.
I was gonna say, thanks for doing metric for the Canadian listeners.
Hey, man, we're for the people.
We do, in fact, have Canadian listeners. I do want to confirm that.
We're for the kids, for the gente. We're here for everybody. But So there's the 3 rivers. There's the Red, which is a Canadian heritage river. And I apologize again. I do not know how to say these words. I didn't know Canada had a different language. It's the Assiniboine and the Seine River.
Oh, I apologize. The Assiniboine?
The Assiniboine is one of the rivers. And
I see. Okay, yeah.
All right. So they have bodies of water. Winnipeg's biggest economy pusher. A lot of tourism. Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah. Okay. Get this. Chase. Okay. 750,000 people live in this city, right? I would assume a pretty big city. Each one of them has a sex ad up on Craigslist, from what I can tell.
Yeah, what it appears to be, yeah.
There are roughly 75 festivals of some kind that take place every year in Winnipeg.
That's the thing. Okay, here's my only knowledge base for Canada.
Okay.
Is I used to be involved in the theater world far more than I am currently, which is zero.
Man, you're so upper crust, man. You're a classy dude.
Cream of the crop over here. Got a mechanical arm and everything. So it was frequently talked about, especially in the circles that I ran in, that there is a really great festival circuit in Canada for theater. So you can, and you can actually get paid if you can get into these festivals, where there's really only one major city pretty much per province, right? I'm making that up a little bit, but basically there's this one highway that runs across Canada, right? Because says the man, because Canada's fucking huge. Right?
Yeah, massive.
But it's really just the sort of southern part where there's like this railroad and highway that run, and basically you can set it up to where you start in Toronto and end in Vancouver. So you go from east to west, and you basically, it's all summer long, and you work your way across these festivals. And the reason that was told, and this was at one point a goal of mine, that if you can get into this like lineup of festivals, that's great, is because it's like a part of the Canadian culture to some degree, like in Winnipeg, in fucking Edmonton and shit. It's just like it's summer. It's time for us to go to these major cities and go to festivals.
Got it.
Or we already exist in these major cities, and it's time to check out the festivals. And basically, there's just like people wandering the streets trying to attend whatever festival is happening on a given. It was just like there's just like money. They're just like, and for theater, there's no money in theater. You just, every time you audition, someone slaps you in the face.
Yeah.
That
that like, oh please sir, can I have some more? That's actually him asking for his
yeah,
paycheck.
that's that's Oliver Twist auditioning for a bit part in Spring Awakening, the musical. So anyway, yeah, it's not, that's not, I believe you when you say that there's a lot of festivals, and maybe there's a lot of fucking at these festivals.
Well, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Like the entire culture of Winnipeg, anytime you have like a transplant culture or a coming and going kind of culture, it just invites a little bit of like the fling culture, right?
Yeah, so, let's do this.
So let's, so maybe showing up, you figure if a festival adds 10% horniness to any city that it's currently in, right? And then you've got 75 festivals, 750% increase in horny per year.
That's math.
That's math, baby.
That's math.
That's crazy. So it's like,
and they have like, for years been trying to crack this code.
Yeah, man. I mean, I got it in a few days, but I'll wait for them to catch up.
That's because you have a unique perspective, I would say.
Yes. So they have pretty much all your normal festivals, a lot of music festivals, they have their comedy festivals, they have a ton of food festivals. They got rib festival. I'd go to that one. I
for sure.
But they also have their pride festivals. They have 2 pride festivals. There's nothing wrong with that, but it is funny that they have 2 pride festivals.
It is funny they have 2.
I've been to the Pride Festival here in LA, and let me tell you, them boys be touching each other. I'll tell you that
much. And they don't need a festival to do it. Really. So this is just an extra fun time to do it.
So they got, this is where it gets a little gray. They got folk festivals, right? And that's fine. They got jazz festivals. Okay. Starting to push jazz festival. Okay. They got
jazz festivals for swingers only.
Yeah. All right.
Like old swingers. You know what I mean? Yeah, swingers that were doing it way before poly was cool.
Yeah, like long kind of curly hair, but not, it's stringy because it's so thin.
Every member of the couple has long curly hair.
Yeah. A lot of fluted instruments going on. I don't know. Okay, this is where it gets weird. They have a festival called the Big Fun Festival.
Okay.
That doesn't sound like a thing. Like it's I don't know who that's for. Okay.
Could be the Big Fuck for all we know.
Yeah, the Big Fuck. They have the Many Fest. MANY Fest. Don't know what the Many Fest. Okay. They have a fest called Keep the Fires Burning. Okay. They have a fest called Doors Open. They have the Matlock Music Festival. That's the Matlock. Like, and I'm like, I know we were saying we don't want to be like a sound effects or anything like that, but if anyone does want to add a graphic of Matlock playing a saxophone over me or anything like that, I will accept that. Matlock Music Festival. He doesn't need a music festival. Okay. They have the
music of Matlock.
I don't know. I just saw Matlock Music Festival. I was getting overwhelmed, and I felt like
got to go.
Winnipeg,
we have more.
Winnipeg Secret Service might come after me for what I'm trying to crack open. Right? Okay.
Sure.
So
you dig too deep on these festivals.
You disappear.
You're on a list somewhere at least.
So they have the AnyCon anime convention. Don't tell me those nerds ain't horny.
Oh yeah, no, that's no question. There's fucking at that one.
Yeah, there's like a nerd. He's dressed up like the Master Chief from Halo. He's like the Halo guy, He's having sex with like Wednesday Addams or something weird.
Yes. I had a friend who back in the days when we were horning.
Hell yeah.
He would go, I believe, with a family member to like a brother or sister, I can't remember, to Dragon Con, which is in Atlanta. And it's not an anime, but it's like it's a
nerds
fantasy festival of some sort, right? A fictional fan festival,
like a D&D kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't remember what Dragon Con is again. It's like it's comics or something like
Elves.
And he said that he never got laid.
Oh man, really?
Because his the person he was with got all the action because they were a nerd, you know what I mean? Because they knew about stuff, and he would show up and just like wear like an Iron Man outfit or whatever, and then they would start asking him questions.
Yeah.
And he would go nowhere. So I believe it.
He was just showing it, and like it was like just Urkel was getting laid.
Yeah. Well, no, Urkel, who knows about you know what I mean? Like, Batman's the Killing Joke or whatever. You know?
Yeah.
That's the one like deep dive Batman name of a comic that I know because it's also a movie, right?
Yeah. It's a good one though.
I heard it's very good.
So he shows up dressed as Tom Brady cosplay. And they're like, you get out of here, you fucking nerd. They're calling him a nerd and stuff.
Oh yeah, no, that was his observation. Was just like people don't like me, and like he, this guy wasn't the coolest man in the world, but he did like lift weights and didn't know about fucking, Mordor and stuff.
Yeah. So there's like 6 or 7 nerds that all rally together to give him a wedgie for once.
Yeah.
It takes all their strength.
The weakest arms.
So I was thinking, so anyways, that to me, all those festivals, just implies that there's a lot of, I'm just in town for 1 or 2 nights going on
you're right.
in Winnipeg.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And so I think that just, that over the years, that you got a lot
you really
of
get a pile on there. Yeah.
Like I said, you get a lot of like ships coming in. I don't know if there's ships coming in, but
there's a river.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know, maybe like, raft, sex people show up on rafts. I don't know. I don't know. Something's making them horny.
We're not gonna, I mean, honestly, there's no way we're going to be able to figure out what vessel these people are are arriving in. It could be boat, could be helicopter. But one thing's for sure, they descend upon the city like a plague of locusts. And it's not a 7-year plague, it's a 70 festival plague.
Yeah. 70 to 75 festivals of horn dogs just coming in.
I love that there's a plus or minus 5 discrepancy.
I don't know. I don't know about like, I'm sure it changes year to year.
So yeah, we got foot traffic, so to speak.
Yeah. We got foot traffic. So that was kind of my just looking in. I did research on their crime. They have like a little bit higher crime rate, but not anything that like we can see. We can really pull
and it's
anything
Canadian
from.
Crimes probably. You know what I mean?
So yeah, I did see like they have a high rate of like not sure if you can walk in this neighborhood at night, and I was like, that's a category. Like,
yeah, they have a crime rate of just like pies on windowsills getting stolen.
yeah.
If it's Apple, it's gone.
Yeah. They have a high rate of someone pushing in the rearview mirrors on your cars. Just like that.
Yeah, like, oh man, I started driving and now I have to roll the window down. Just like considerate skateboarders.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run into this eventually.
So I was like,
okay, one last high crime rate of people subbing on like hot sauce for ketchup. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, just putting barbecue sauce in the ketchup thing.
Yeah.
But I didn't see anything about that. They're not an overly ghost town. I looked into that a little bit. They have as many ghost stories as anyone else. Okay. They don't have a whole lot of like true crime serial killers. Man,
I just want to say, like, I just want to be clear, for anybody who's listening or watching, like, I didn't give Nick any direction on this.
Oh man.
We just said, and casually, we should look into this Winnipeg situation. And this is the rabbit hole. It goes deep. So I'm just saying, you've researched every angle here. I would never think that ghosts could contribute to the horniness of a town, but I do think now that you say it, that it for sure could.
Yeah, I mean, just shacking up because you're like, oh, I'm scared. Oh, okay, come over. But like,
yeah.
It was just, to me, it was one of those things where it's like everything I looked at kind of didn't make sense for why their Craigslist was so horny, right? So then I was like, well, it's got to be something, right?
Straws.
Yeah. So I ended up looking at more and more. But to that point, to the Craigslist thing, right? So Canada has a competition law act, which which prevents you from. And I'm not smart with law at all, but
we're not legal experts on this.
No. I'm just a guy in this room right now. And so but it's that law, from what I read, prevents you from basically lying about what you're selling. Okay. So you have to be pretty blunt. So that to me directly correlates with how blunt these Craigslist posts are. Not to say that like the law is coming down on you if you're lying in a Craigslist thing,
you're right.
But because that gets into your head and the culture, if you're a business owner, and the way you communicate to know. And so it's like, I think that maybe they get to a point where they just go like, no, I want sex. I'm not going to try to mask it, as we often run into in the state. People trying to be like coy, trying to like dance around it, Well,
and my recollection, last go around, was that none of these things were really discussing payment. I mean, like I would say that the payment becomes a legal liability if you don't want to get busted, But if you're just trying to do it,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to have some consensual horn dogging.
Yeah.
Then
I'm just
maybe
trying to put my fingers in your butt, and that's all it is.
Yeah, maybe that's all you need.
Yeah.
Maybe the Canadian example is something that we should aspire to.
Maybe that's politeness at that level. Maybe that's what polite is.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me, ma'am. Oh,
sorry. Do you want to do it with me?
Oh, my digits. I can't do an accent. My digits in your bum. I can't do that accent at all. Yeah. I apologize to our neighbors to the north.
So that's our hunch right now.
That's kind of what we just go off of, and that's been a lot of what I have been doing instead of my actual job.
Yeah.
And let's get into it. Let's just pop in right now in real time on the Winnipeg Craigslist.
Yeah, that's correct. So what we typically do, in our segment, Fuck This Place ? On other episodes, most episodes, in fact, is we pick a couple, Nick and I, we find some Craigslist with some interesting titles and we check those out. In this case, it really feels a lot like, what's the thing? It's like, you swing a dead cat. And you find, what's the phrase? That's a Southernism that people do say, though.
You swing a dead cat and you throw it and it hits the ground.
Yeah, that's what they say.
That's what my pappy used to say.
He loved gravity, that guy. Yeah, they're everywhere. So anyway, we're gonna take a live look at what's going on. And again, as a reminder, we're always going to talk you through it on the podcast. But if you want to see our expirations, you can always find us on YouTube by searching FCK This Place, and we will be there. So when you drop into the Winnipeg Craigslist on my desktop, you will note actually that every single category, the link is purple. And that's because my cookies remember that I was here, maybe a month ago. And I clicked on every single category. We said this in the Christine Medrano episode, which I don't know if we've actually given her a shout out yet. Shout out to Christine Medrano
for making it out of there,
for making it out, for showing us the light. So yeah, so we're just gonna poke around.
Well, I was gonna say, can we first, just to kind of set the precedent, where's gigs? Can we go to gigs?
Yeah, absolutely.
And is there an all? Can we just click on the gigs button for the all gigs?
Oh wow, I've never done a full-on fire hose of gigs before.
I live in the fire hose of gigs.
I always subdivide gigs. This is Nick and I breaking into our own process. I always go by category. I'll say like, oh, fine, I'll click on event, or fine, I'll click on creative. But yeah, fine, let's go full on fire hose. We are going to click on gigs. And so
it begins.
And so yeah, it is. Okay, let's just say there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's say there's 15 posts here. I don't think a single one of them is okay. Sorry, no, one of them.
I see
non-horny.
I
see one non-horny post, and it's looking for a digital marketer to scale course business. I think we should click on that just to make sure it's not horny.
Okay.
Because there's always a chance. Okay, great. No, it's real. Okay, so fine. We'll leave that as is. But I just wanted to make sure that we didn't get there and it wasn't just like, what's up,
Isn't it weird though that guy is out of place? Like that guy who legitimately needs help for his legitimate business, and he's just like, hello, I'm sorry to interrupt all of your sex, but does anyone want a job?
I would love to give you money for an opportunity that could be ongoing, and it's probably dealing with, digital marketing.
Yeah, I would love to give you money for something not involving your genitals.
Not explicitly, anyway. So that, yes, is there anything that catches your eye here, Nick?
No, let's just read them down, dude. Just read them down so people get it.
Here's some titles. Caregiver, female. That one's horny, given what we got going on here. Male seeking male handyman with BWC. I think we can surmise what BWC stands for. The next one is oral skills required. Again, just the quiet part, the loudest you can. Next one is seeking a female companion. Then it's fun adult therapy with a lady. Massage wanted. Female therapist, question mark? Question mark. There's a question mark. Okay. Footboy. Again, I am not here to yuck yums, but that's just a funny word. Footboy. Okay. Footboy looking for female feet. Another, a replicant post, male seeking male handyman with BWC. So we are going hard in again. Dudoir photography, male physique. 18 plus, fit female by models, looking for afternoon delight, training BJ, telehealth clinical practice participant paid. That's
a real one.
This could be a track listing for, do you ever listen to that live Blink-182 album? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
They had after the Blink-182,
it was after
live set. Oh yeah. It was after Enemy of the State.
It was after Take Off Your Pants and Jacket, right?
Nope.
I think
no,
it was before
then?
It
was between Enema of the State and Take Off Your Pants and Jacket, correct.
Okay.
And it's called Enema Strikes Back. And
I mean, I think those are the best.
I mean, come on. The first, 14 tracks are live tracks. The next 30 is just their stage banter. And I feel as though I just read the track names for that second half of the album. Real inside baseball joke, but if you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
So that's just a 30,000 foot view.
That's okay. So what? What was it? So 13, 11. Oh no, I'm sorry. 15. You're right. 13 of the 15 directly horny.
Yeah, it just full on. Do we want to click on any of this? Or do we want to navigate to the more professional categories?
Let's go to the more professional ones.
Yeah, I think we all know, although I will say Dudoir photography really catches my eye, mainly for the creative Dudoir.
Like this guy's kind of a cool perv.
Yeah, we're going to click on
kind of gets it.
We're going to real quick, we're going to click on Dudoir photography. And the post reads real quick. Creative, this is Dudoir photography, male physique. Creative experienced photographer shooting male nude and implied nude. What is implied nude?
Like, is that like, he's like, I'm naked behind this, I'm naked in the next room?
Yeah. I mean, again, like you already said male nude. So what are you implying? Am I implying? Correct. Or is it just like you're wearing pants and you're like, and you're just like, guess what? I could be nude. Searching for interesting, open-minded guys who are interested in being photographed. Seeking guys in reasonable shape and aren't too shy about their bodies. The deal, what is the deal? Is that you participate in a creative process and get portraits at no charge. The photos will be artistic and tasteful, which, if this is true, could be nice if you're trying to up your Tinder game or your Grindr game.
I suppose it is weird though that it's just like, well, what you do is you let me take naked pictures of you, and then guess what? You got naked pictures of you.
Yeah, correct. It's not super hard to get naked pictures of yourself. A signed model release is required. Yeah, so these people are selling it to who knows where.
Sure, yeah.
Like if you're signing paperwork, anyway. Happy to answer questions. Email with contact information and let's chat. I respect your privacy and assure confidentiality. Will show examples of my work to interested guys. Honestly, this is part of the baffling thing about Winnipeg. It is extremely straightforward. This strikes me as an extremely honest post. Yeah. Between, definitely consensual adults, but just like, you know what? Again, this person could be lying out their fucking ass, but like the fact that they're just literally gonna even pretend to say that they respect your privacy means something to me. Yeah.
It is just a very much in the way of like, oh yeah, this is sex culture. Yeah, like
legit.
Above board,
folks. Okay, so that's the gig section. Let's check out a slightly more professional. I
was gonna say, because I was redoing this. I was looking at this earlier. Let's try. Sales.
Yeah. And I will say that sales is another, sort of often it's a chaos category because usually it's people like, oh, can you flyer for me? Or like, I'll hire you today. Just pick up the phone,
Yeah.
I'm outside your house, but here we go.
Please, Vanessa, call me back.
Bada bing, bada boom. We have got 5 posts. And Actually, only one of them is explicitly sexual. The top one says need some good head.
That's the first one. But look at number 4. What is number 4 about?
Worn clothing, it says.
Is that like, do you think that's
up? There we go. And we got it. It's horny.
Yep.
It says 21-year-old white female who has worn underwear for sale, $30 a pair, worn for 2 days. Extras are available. Didn't Steph Tolev talk about considering selling underwear?
It sounds like she could make a killing doing it in Canada.
Yeah.
So that's so to your point, Chase. So it's like, 5 posts, 2 of them directly horny, right?
But I also want to say for worn clothing though, that's sales, they're selling, and I think that this person's got a business going. So,
that's fair. My thing though, is it's like, okay, so the very bottom one is work smart, opportunity for big thinker. That was a one that we didn't use, correct?
Rejected from Christine Medrano. Yes.
It has been weeks and that post has not come down. And also what I'm saying is there's no traction under the sales category here. Obviously, if this old ass post is here from March 31st is what it's marked at.
No traction. Yeah.
And even still, the horn survives here.
Yeah. It proliferates. Okay. Let's check out another category. I want to go to accounting and finance.
Okay.
Because I don't know what's there and I just want to see, what the story is. Oh, and we got 2 posts.
Come on, Winnipeg. What are you doing to me?
50% horny. One says long haul driver for US/Can. I assume Canada. And then one says looking for older ladies 30 or above, which, okay, hold on a second. Older ladies. I don't think 30 counts.
No, this is
as older ladies.
Period. That technically makes me like a grandpa. Like,
correct. I just, again, if one is looking in, for legitimate avenues here, that is a bit of a red flag that you consider that to be old. And then the post reads, looking for ladies above 30, age for hookup. That's the
accounting and finance is where this is located. Yeah,
that's what, to me, that's like the most boring category of Craigslist by, for me, a factor of 1,000, in any other Craigslist game, so to speak.
Trying to think let's go into one that's probably definitely gonna be weird. What about like etc. Miscellaneous?
Yeah, etc. Miscellaneous, similar to the gig situation, is going to be a little weird. And hard to say what the horny level is here. I would say that we're still probably at a 50-50 ratio. We have looking for house cleaning, ladies looking to supplement income, question mark.
That's a little flirty on that second question mark.
A little flirty there. And then supplement income, pretty flirty on that too. Manager, procurement, property, that could be anything. Males and females needed for paid market research studies. Again, could be horny. I have no idea what apiary worker is.
Apiary?
No,
I don't know.
Then there's a carnival game, concession operators, and then last one is easy work, cash job, women only. I do want to check out carnival. Just again, we really want to make sure we're not in a horny carnival situation. Nope, regular carnival. That's good.
Okay.
That's good. And I do want to find out what apiary worker is, and do not understand it now that, I think it's honeybees. Bees. And these bees are not horny, it seems like, at all.
These are legit bees.
These are pretty regular bees.
Okay. That, like, I will stress, like we are kind of like, not that many when we see only 2 or 3 horny posts in a category that has no business having horny posts or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, no, our senses are dulled. That's for sure. I think let's take a quick look at customer service. And this is a very similar to what I saw a month ago. It says require fit male under 30. And then April 19th says glory hole wanting to know if needed, question mark, which is some of the weirdest phrasing I have ever seen.
Yeah, that's pretty click on that one, Chase. Let's get in there.
You can tell that I have clicked on it a while back. I do not remember much about it, but I am almost 100% sure there's a picture here, and I am correct. There is a photo.
And And now I wish I had not told you to click on that, Chase.
And it's, I will say, actually, again, this speaks very much to to your Canadian honesty theory here, because there are 3 photos, not a single dick in any picture.
It's so funny though, because okay, straight up, right across the board, this is it's, you know what a glory hole is, right? Okay, so
a glory hole is a hole, just for anyone who doesn't know, because I don't like to leave people left out. A glory hole is a hole that you stick a pee-pee through, and then something happens to that pee-pee on the other side. I think that's,
Yes. This is 3 different men ready to stick their pee-pees through this hole, right? It's the same dude on the other side of the hole every single time.
Same guy. Yeah.
So it's it's really, also, this doesn't look like much of a wall between them if you can take the picture.
Yeah.
This looks like it's like a glory door.
It's like a glory, it's a glory partition is really, is really what's going on here. I do, and it is good that we have a consistency here of who's on the other side, so I think we know who's posting.
Like it was like, oh yeah, that's Rick down at the glory hole, Rick.
Yeah, it's Rick's glory hole. And then, the post, it says, looking for horny men with nice cock to try out my apartment glory hole. So again, I do think that Rick is sort of clarifying it's more of an apartment situation. Was told, what were you told? Was told, safest way to have people over and get relief at the same time. I think that this person might be implying that there's a COVID protocol involved. Safest way to have folks over, that there's a partition here.
Yeah, don't worry. Yeah, you won't be able to breathe on me because I will be on the other side of a door.
Yeah, exactly. Send a cock pic and email, and I'll buzz you in for the best blowjob ever. And then it says Moray Street and Ness Avenue, married men plus. So again,
horrifying.
Extreme honesty here.
This is this guy is very direct about what he wants. I am terrified of him. I will tell you that. But
a real entrepreneur, I would say, got a whole setup ready to go.
Well, just hungry for it. Just hungry for business, hungry for wiener, you know?
And the compensation, I forgot to say, did say the best relief you'll ever get.
Finally.
Again, no payment, which again, I think that's fair considering what the arrangement is. Pretty horny in the this is the etc. Pretty horny in the customer service category.
I mean, like, I think that this has been enough of like,
we've proven our point. I would say.
Yes.
That's the lay of the land.
That's Winnipeg, Canada's horniness. Like, just laid
Top
out,
notch.
Black and white. Here it is.
So if you are, if you're looking for some horny tourism, they got great festivals. So imagine the festivals aren't sexual, they are just, imagine you're going to listen to jazz just for jazz, which blows my fucking mind.
Right. Yeah. No idea.
To check out the jazz scene in Canada.
There's no way that jazz festival isn't trying to always happen the exact same time as the Rib Festival, just because they're like, it's our only way we'll survive is if we're in the background of Ribs.
We gotta team up. Yeah. So yeah, let's say, you want to combo some jazz and some doing it. You got a pretty good vacation on your hands here.
Yeah, man. Little Red Shoe Diaries music playing in the background while you're eating your ribs.
What's Red Shoe Diaries?
It was like this show that was like kind of horny that was always on after Monday Night Raw when I was a kid. That I was always like, so I was just like, oh man, I got to go to bed because I got to be up for school. But also, this is kind of tight.
Everybody has that like cable television horny show, that like shows absolutely nothing. For me, it was that MTV show Undressed. Do you remember that?
I don't know that. I'm not familiar with that.
It's same thing. It was just like everyone's underwear on, like it was like a soap show for hornies.
Yeah.
It was just like, again, nothing. It was a cable television show. So really nothing happened on it, but it was a lot was implied,
Yeah. This was the same thing. I remember like that. It was like a detective show, and there would always be like, like it was always like the opening scene was like kind of a sexy thing where like the girl got killed, and then I had to go to bed, and I don't know what happened.
Yeah. And that came on after Monday Night Raw.
After Monday Night Raw, like I'm just like on a high from whatever Stone Cold Steve Austin just did.
Mm-hmm. 2 beers straight to the face, that guy.
Straight to the dome, that guy.
And then next thing you know, there's a lady getting murdered, sexy style.
And then there's just 2 like good-looking detectives looking at another good-looking lady who's face down in a pool or whatever. You know,
that seems honestly like it feels like that show was taken out of that South Park episode where they make fun of Family Guy, and they reveal Family Guy is chosen by a series of manatees that just like move these balls with different topics into like that seems to me like I'm gonna do a show after Monday Night Raw. It's gonna be about it. It's gonna be detectives, and the detectives are jacked, and the ladies are hot, and people get killed. And that's what we're doing after Raw. And I honestly think the same thing goes for that MTV Undressed show. It like, what's gonna be on MTV? It's gonna be some skinny white people. Lots of bikinis, sometimes some gay stuff. That's the show. It was a good show, I thought.
I guess, like, in conclusion, is I don't really have a conclusion, but if we have any listeners from Winnipeg
that can weigh in,
again, none of this is a judgment on the idea or like a shame being thrown at anyone for being horny.
No, dude.
But you saw what we showed you. What's up with that?
Volume.
What's going? Is it in the culture? Is sex a common topic? Just talking like over like your lattes in the morning.
Yeah. Again, it's the known shame factor. It's like you go to a restaurant and there's stuff on the menu that you're like, let's say you're not vegan, but there's like some vegan dishes, and you're like, yeah, no big deal. That's what somebody does. But you go to a restaurant and you think it's like a Ruth Chris Steakhouse, it's like it's gonna be a pretty standard menu, potatoes, and you show up and there's some people fucking on that menu. That's what it's like in a Winnipeg Craigslist, and maybe a Winnipeg world. Maybe again we have a couple missions that are still on the docket for this podcast. One is to eat a Papa Murphy's pizza.
Oh, dude, man, don't bring those guys back. They were just always trashing us, chiming in, coming after us.
That's a mission for this podcast. And another one, maybe, a road trip to Winnipeg.
Yeah. Just to ask around. I want to know if it's like on the surface in the way, like when I'm in Massachusetts, I love Massachusetts, but I'm out there. I do. I'm not
saying that I don't.
I just like,
I didn't know you had a special fondness for this.
Well, I've been to Boston several times. I've been to Lynn, Massachusetts, beautiful. Salem, nice. All those places. I love spooky stuff. I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
so,
you do love spooky stuff.
So,
and Boston and Massachusetts is
just that old American history, old American ghosts, man.
Full up to the tists. All colonial ghosts, it seems.
Yeah. Like
Salem
just like
witch trials.
Oh, dude, I love that stuff. Giles Corey, that's my boy. But anyways,
Giles.
Like I feel like they're like people act like Asian ghost stories are like the best or whatever like that. It's like get into old American ones too. There's some good stuff. I've been to Dead Horse Bay out there. I fucking love that. It's really weird.
All right. I believe you like Massachusetts.
Sorry. Okay, but my point is, it's like if you're in Massachusetts and you noticed, it's like there's like a lot of lobster stuff, or there's a lot of crab on the menu or whatever, and it's like well, that's where you are. Is Winnipeg is Winnipeg like that with sex, which is like, sex is just an open topic here or whatever, or is it like a thing
are you a freer society?
Normal, but then the seedy underbelly.
Are there lessons we need to learn from Winnipeg?
Yeah. What is it there? What's the general MO walking around? Do people openly talk about sex? They openly like put out, there are people fucking in the park bench and like cops don't even care?
Yeah.
Or the thing where they go like, no, like all Stepford wifey, where everyone walks around like they're normal, and then when they get behind closed doors, they turn into the
horn dog.
Yeah.
Horntown, USA. / Horntown, Canada. So that's a right-in opportunity if you got boots on the ground, really in a part of Canada. If you say you're in any part of Canada, we'll believe whatever you say.
Yeah. We are not smart men.
No, that's never been an advertisement. Not once. So give us a shout, and if you visited, give us a shout.
So tell us what you saw.
Yeah, what'd you see? You see two rivers? Huh?
Yeah.
See any ghosts? Could be a reason for horniness.
Yeah. Did you see Ghost? Could be. Yeah. Did you see Ghost? Did it make you horny?
Was the ghost horny? Was it like that scene in Ghostbusters?
What were your general levels of?
They get blowjobs in that scene in Ghostbusters. Pretty weird that we all saw that as kids and nobody said anything about it.
And nobody's dad pulled them out.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. That makes sense.
They were wearing tighty whities though in that scene. I always thought that was weird. Remember that? Do you remember that scene?
Vaguely, yeah. I like Ghostbusters was a movie I think I watched a bunch as a kid, and then
they get straight up blowjobs from a ghost. All of them. Every single one of them. That's how you know it was in the 80s. They were like, wouldn't it be really cool and super funny? Like, it's not that funny. I mean, it's funny now, you know, that they thought it would be funny to give.
It's funny when Chase explains it.
It's funny to me. It's funny that they thought it was funny, and they spent all like, you know, when you know just just the tiny thing, the tiniest, scantest bit that I know about television and film, everything you do costs money. And everything you do is pretty well litigated. I'm sure the 80s were different than now, but they went through rewrites on that scene. You know what I mean? Absolutely. People talked about like, all right, well, if we're going to do the blowjobs, let's how much that scene alone.
You can't leave out Winston. Everyone's got to get one.
Everybody got a blowjob in that scene.
Anyways, Winnipeg, any insight on that? We'll take it.
Yeah. And in the meantime, fuck that place. Next on the docket is just a little life catch up. If you're watching on YouTube or if you heard us talking at the beginning of this podcast, I do have a broken arm, broken wrist, I think is to be more specific.
So let me, let me ask you this, Chase.
Yeah.
How did you break your wrist?
Sure. I can get into it. So as I think people know, I like riding bikes. I like it a lot. I think that's pretty well established on this.
You're real good at it. You got real strong legs and a real good cardio system.
I like to think so. I've had knee issues since I got COVID in August. So I've been on a real long road back onto like regular bike riding. So I've been doing it, but I've been doing it a lot more in the last, couple months. I will not be doing it a lot more in the next couple months. It's sort of like a, all the way on, all the way off situation. So yeah, bottom line is, and I'm skirting around this a little bit to avoid any potential liability. Everything I say is alleged here. I was riding my bike on a day at a time
in a place.
And I've been doing this structured training. So like I ride and like my bike computer tells me what to do, right? So like how hard to ride or whatever. And the reason I'm doing that is because I fucked my fucking knee up after I got COVID because I rode too hard. I rode too hard on my bike. And my physical therapist was like, you idiot, you just like rode super hard all the time. And now you've overdone it.
And you said, I got to, baby. I got to be me. I got to do me.
I said, I got to, baby. It's me, Chase, baby. Come on. And so like there's this, like you can structure it. So it's like, when you're supposed to go hard, when you're not supposed to go hard. So like there's like recovery weeks and stuff. Anyway, I just finished with a recovery week, in fact. So it's like just a lot less riding, like pretty chill, so that the next week you can go hard, right? And so that's what I was doing. I was going hard, and I came up behind another cyclist who was being goofy. When you're driving behind somebody and you can just tell by the body language of the car, that like you're just like, I don't trust this person. Like I don't know what the fuck their deal is. Just a little bit to the right, a little bit to the left.
There's something else going on that's not letting them focus on what they need to be focusing on.
Exactly. Yeah, especially in car town, it could be the focus. On bike, it could be physical. It could be that they're that they're really tired or it could be that they're on their phone, but it's pretty easy to tell that guy wasn't on his phone. And so this person's taking up a little more space than I would consider as like chill.
Okay.
If this person was like, anyway, it doesn't matter. They're taking up a little more space. So I have to really kind of, just like if you got a sketchy car, you're like, I want to give this person a lot of room. I'm going to fucking just, and if you're going to do it, you got to gas it. I was already, you got to get it past them. I was already gassing it, to be fair, but I was
let me ask you, I don't know if you're okay saying this, but do you think that person saw you and was trying to mess with you? Or do you think they were just in their own world?
I love to think that person was intentionally just being like, whoa, on their bike.
Well, you know how like if you're driving and like someone, you'll see someone try to brake check someone.
Oh yeah, no, I honestly, again, when it comes to biking, I think most of the time it's purely on them. Like they're just tired or they're weird. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I genuinely believe that riding a bike is a skill. You know, as a person who was once a tour guide, like it's just so easy to fuck up riding a bike. Like it's really easy. I've seen people hit the deck a bunch.
Yeah.
Speaking of liability, and so anyway, I'm just like, I'm gonna go around this guy. What I'm gonna do is not slow down. As it turns out, there's a bit of a curve and involved. Long story short, as I'm passing this dude, I fucking cream another person, a cyclist, another person riding. And it's like, you know, in that case, like, you know, it's the fault of the person passing another person, you know, like that's their deal, allegedly, if this happened at all. You know what I mean? This is a parody podcast. Satire, you might even say. And so I hit this other person. This other person is very mad.
Okay.
Understandably so. I fly off the bike.
Oh man.
It's almost
you're not wearing a seatbelt. Yeah.
Because I'm no seatbelt. And I love the idea of a bike seatbelt. I actually, you know, I incidentally worked for a tour company that did bike adjacent things, and we talked about a seatbelt.
It would be cool if, like, the bike seat had like a big back on it, like a car, like in a car, like, and there was a seatbelt that came over your shoulder.
Yeah, or like a roller coaster. You know what I mean? Like it goes a fully shoulder strapped. Yeah. But it was like still really loose, like a roller coaster. Like every time I've been on one of those,
keep hitting your jaw on it when you're going.
Yeah, every time I've been on a roller coaster, it's always way too tight, or it's like a foot of distance.
Yeah, and there's like a 16-year-old that like buckled you, and it's like it'll probably be all right.
Yeah, and like in the middle strap, you know, like that seatbelt strap that goes in, that like really connects it. That thing's real loose and real frayed.
Oh, dude, but I've had it where like that with that big bar that comes down, where it's like feels like it's trying to separate my garbage from the rest of my body.
Yeah, it's one or the other. It is a vice grip that will never end, or it's like you're inside a cardboard box and they're gonna
there's definitely, no matter what, some part of you will be bruised because it was too tight or because it's too loose and you were banging around in there.
It's too tight, like a death grip, or it's like an Amazon package. You know what I mean? Like if you're gonna get there, but you're gonna do some banging around. Shout out to Mallory for all those fixing those Amazon packages. So anyway, I go flying over the handlebars. Classic bike situation. It's almost as if I hit, truthfully, like a solid fucking object. So I'm not really sure what this person's setup was. They were bigger than me by a good bit, you know. I don't know.
Okay.
But like they were a bigger person, and I don't know if they hit the brake, you know what I mean? Like they could have done more things to make themselves a more solid object. Anyway, I hit the ground. I immediately stand up because, like, best thing to do after you hit the ground, in my opinion, is to stand up if you can, right? Because you want to find out, can you stand up? Right?
Sure. When you go flying, do you go, because you said you come on a curve, right? So but in my head,
or allegedly there was a curve involved. Go ahead.
Supposedly, like hypothetically speaking, if there's a curve and you're biking, in my head there's a cliff and you went off the cliff.
Oh no, you're right. Yeah, I'm just
and it's like 200, 300 feet down.
Off the cliff, made that goofy noise that yo.
Yeah. Where like you like froze and like didn't fall till you looked down.
Yeah.
You know? And there's like a whistle as you fell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that all that happened. I stand up and this guy's got a big thing of dynamite that he's about to explode on.
Got an Acme anvil.
Yeah. He's gonna throw a piano and he's removing train tracks. Anyway, I'm running towards him and he's moving the tracks so that I run straight into a wall again. Man, Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Such a great
film
thing. So this person starts yelling, and honestly, like, fair, you know what I mean? Like this is not what they signed up for, right? And
their very first time doing this ever.
Could be,
like,
you know,
like his wife made him do it.
And that's what I genuinely do have remorse for, you know, and like I do, you know, there's a lot more people that have been biking since the pandemic started. I actually haven't been one of them because I got fucking COVID. But yes, you know, and I welcome all to the sport. Really and truly, I think it's fucking awesome. So this person's yelling and, like, again, totally get it. Continues to yell. I try to sort of start a conversation, you know, like let's tamp this down.
You tell him about the pod.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there's this podcast. It's about jobs, but we're not like pro jobs, you know, but we all have jobs, right?
Yeah.
Fuck this place. But
me
it's
and
FCK.
Nick. Yeah.
You know, Nick. But if you're going to Google it, if you write fuck this place with a U, you're not going to get there. I'm trying to make the SEO better. Anyway. So yeah, I start talking about the pod. He's a big no on that. But then I start just trying to be like, hey, I apologize. Let's talk. Let's start talking, you know, like would happen in any accident, you know what I mean? Any incident of any
checking
kind.
In with each other real quick.
You fall, you know, around other people. You want to start talking to the people you fell around just in case there's something going on. He does not want to talk. He wants to yell some and decides to essentially disappear, just like rides away on their bike. And that's, you know, that's it. I'm now just alone, you know, me and my bike. My bike is fine. My wrist, not. So
he's cursing you out as he's leaving. Is it like it's like a villain from Home Alone, like a rush off.
It is very Yosemite Sam. There's a lot of foaming at the mouth, literal foam. I saw.
Okay. Wait, what happened to the wonky driver then? To the wonky rider? Did he just let you
never
guys?
Saw this person ever again.
He's just still in wonk mode.
Just keep it on. You know, I say good luck to that person. Yeah, no, I think that person I have no idea where they went because I was on the ground. I think they rode around me, you know, just sort of like.
This sounds very Final Destination. Like there's a lot of moving pieces that went into like this cataclysmic explosion.
Yeah, and right after this, I go home and like something gets caught in the garbage disposal.
Yeah.
Like, I gotta reach in there for it, and then it just fucking chews me up, and I'm dead. Isn't that what happens in one of the?
I assume I've seen like 2 of those movies, and I gave up.
I've only heard people talk about them, and I know that someone dies in a roller coaster, maybe.
I think someone dies in everything in those.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, a real mid 2000s staple, Final Destination, 1 through 4, I want to say.
Yeah.
So yeah, then they disappear. You know, so as far as like making things right goes, I'm not involved. You know, there's no, you know, so off you go, pal. And here I am, me and the broken wrist. And I got a cast. I'm gonna get a cast soon. So really, what's the
timeline for you to get back on the bike?
I think it's really. Listen, folks. If you have a major injury that lays you up for like, let's say, if you have to rest for 24 hours for anything at all, 6 to 8 weeks, in my opinion. Right? Like you bust your ankle and you're like, ow. You mean like you really can't walk on it, right? Like. No question, you're talking 6 to 8 weeks. The real question is getting back into full form. Like you're out 6 to 8 weeks for basic functioning of that thing. You know what I mean? Now it's possible like shit's gonna come back. And maybe you're 20 fucking years old. But for everybody, the fuck else. And even if you're not, even if you are in that age group, like 6 to 8 weeks, no question, right? So it's just a question of how long the cast, and then bringing the wrist and forearm back to strength. Because as we all know, casts, like when you open that cast,
oh man,
number one, the worst smell on earth. And number two, your whatever's in that cast is unrecognizable to you.
Yeah.
As to the thing that it once was. Like I broke my left wrist in 3rd grade. And I remember the smell. I remember the smell, but I remember looking at my skin.
Oh my God. Chase McNeill in the chamber of farts right in there.
Yeah. And it was like, I remember looking at it and thinking, this looks like a brain. Like all the fucking wrinkles and shit. Like
beef jerky?
Like a nasty little beef jerky arm.
Or like
my wrists are very thin. Sort of. And I won't say not strong, but I will say that they are inordinately thin, my wrists. If you're looking on YouTube right now, get a solid cross section here. When
nary a watch fit on that wrist.
You do have to lose some holes. Maybe make a few holes on your own. So, again, let's hope for like July. I think that's an optimistic number, like a truly optimistic timeline. And in the meantime, I'm doing a bunch of weird shit on the floor. after I get my cast. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Weird sit-ups and stuff. Just like whatever I can do in the meantime.
Yeah. Man.
Oh, but I got legs, so maybe I'm gonna.
Hell yeah, dude.
I don't know if I can run. I don't think you should run when you're wearing a cast, even if the cast is just for your wrist. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's gonna throw off everything you do a little bit.
100%.
But you'll get back there, and pretty soon, that'll be your other arm will get stronger, and then you'll be able to use that arm with the cast as like a weapon, like an old '80s wrestler. And then it's like Chase, it's been 4 years. Why are you still wearing that cast? You're like, oh, it's still broken, whatever. But you're using it to assault people.
Just another couple weeks,
Yeah. Oh, Doc says I gotta do it. So.
That's just the way it is. So that's the tale of the broken wrist.
Well, I'm sorry to hear it, man. We are now both guys who have had nasty injuries during the course of this podcast, but it doesn't make us less champions.
Stay strong. If you're out there,
stay strong.
If you're out there and you also have an injury, I just want you to trust the process. The process sucks absolute dick balls. Like the process is a glory hole somewhere in Winnipeg.
Yeah.
But I don't know. You're gonna be all right eventually. Just keep fucking doing it. You know what I mean? Like there's an end.
Yeah. There'll come a day. My surgeon told me this. He's like, there'll come a day when you remember that you tore your Achilles. When you go like, oh, that's right, I tore my Achilles. I couldn't do anything for like a year.
But to be clear, that only happens if you do it right.
Yeah.
Like if you do not do it right, because I have a left ankle a lot shittier than my right ankle because I fucked it up in 8th grade. Like fucked it up. And I didn't do PT because I was an 8th grader, right?
I didn't want to be in there with all those senior citizens and stuff.
Yeah, just being like, oh, you look so strong.
Yeah.
I didn't do enough physical therapy on it, and it fucked me up for a while, like several years, like into college afterwards. I fucked up my right ankle, like when I was in my mid-20s, and I rehabbed it like again that 6 to 8 week before you're into basic functioning. And then in my opinion, for major shit, it's 6 to 8 months, right? Before you're back to full range of motion, full strength, full everything. Chase should have a physical therapy podcast. I love physical therapy and movement shit. But either way, unless you do it, if you do it right, yeah, you got a sporting chance at being like a year later being like, I remember when that sucked. But only if you fucking nail it.
Well, fucking nail it, guys.
Yeah, and fuck this place.
Yeah, fuck those guys that hurt you.
All right, well, fuck this place.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
Heyo, now that's the business. If you want to write in, you know how to do it. It's 470-223-5627. That's 470-223-5627. You from Winnipeg? Is it super horny there? Are you not from Winnipeg? Do you want to go there now? Let us know. Okay, that's it. Bye for now.